U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed late this afternoon that he is going to impose tariffs on Canada starting tomorrow that could severely damage this country's economy. And one of the things he's focused on is the steel industry in cities like Hamilton. Trump provided a few more details today about his tariff plan as Canada's leaders wait to see what they'll be responding to as they vow to fight back. Al Sweeney joins us with the latest on this story. Al.
Emily, Trump says he's putting up a tariff wall around the United States and says these tariffs are going to make the U.S. rich. But there are still lots of questions and uncertainty. In a late afternoon session with reporters in the White House, Trump wasn't clear about the timing of his tariffs on Canada, as well as Mexico and China. He said the tariffs start tomorrow, but suggested some of them will take effect later in the month.
We have big deficits with, as you know, with all three of them. We have big deficits, and it's something we're doing, and we'll possibly very substantially increase it. We're going to put tariffs on oil and gas. That'll happen fairly soon. I think around the 18th of February. And we're going to put a lot of tariffs on steel.
And he says the Canadian border is a problem, even though the Prime Minister says only 1% of fentanyl entering the U.S. comes from Canada.
A lot of fentanyl comes through Canada, and China makes the fentanyl. You know, China makes the fentanyl, gives it to Mexico, puts it through Canada, puts it through different places, mostly Mexico, but also a lot through Canada.
He also singled out pharmaceuticals. And he said the tariff on Canadian oil will be set at 10%, not 25%. That comes after Alberta Premier Danielle Smith met him in Mar-a-Lago to argue for her province's oil and gas industry. Throughout the day, Canadian leaders were trying to prepare for tariffs without knowing exactly what Donald Trump is going to do.
Because right now, I don't think anyone knows what's happening down there. So we'll be prepared, we'll be ready, and as soon as these tariffs come, we'll match them, dollar for dollar, tariff for tariff.
Economists say these tariffs could push Canada into a recession.
You would both see prices go up, you would see the economy weaken, and you'd see people's livelihoods, their wages weaken over time. It would be frankly devastating.
And if the tariffs happen, Canadian leaders are vowing to retaliate.
We won't back down. That if tariffs are implemented against Canada, we will respond. We won't relent until tariffs are removed, and of course, everything is on the table.
And if it means me pulling the plug on 1.5 million Americans with electricity, as he's trying to hurt our communities, our population, I will use everything in my power to make sure he understands he's in a fight of his life.
So Trump says he's going to make an announcement later on the tariffs on the steel industry. And he said today these tariffs are not a negotiating tactic. He says they could go higher, and they're going to make the U.S. even wealthier.